Alrighty, everybody. What is going on? Welcome to another CyberX video breakdown. In today's video, the purpose of this video and the series of videos that is going to be following in the coming weeks and months ahead is going to be to give you a deeper look into where significant institutional liquidity is showing up and why these areas matter so much, and how we incorporate that information into our trading process here in the CyberX community. More importantly, I want to demonstrate for you all in the world, especially in crypto, just how precise the software that we've built has been at identifying levels that continue to play a meaningful role in price action. As we go through these examples on these videos, pay very close attention to the data, the levels, and how precise price responds around them. Don't overlook what you're seeing in these videos simply because the information may be unfamiliar. We've put a tremendous amount of work into building this technology, and the results deserve to be studied very seriously. So, this video breakdown is for very serious investors, very serious day traders that want to really gain an edge in these markets, not the average retail investor that's just here to get rich quick. And so what I'm going to share with you guys today and in movies and videos like this moving forward is just how accurate this information is and how you can apply it, and it's available inside the private CyberX Discord. So we all know the type of week that we had if you've been a market participant this week with either Nasdaq or digital assets, especially in the rally in digital assets over the past, let's just say, 7 days. And I want to show you guys today what had happened with the news, what had happened at the beginning of the week with Fed Chair Warsh speaking, and where the markets, particularly we're going to focus on NASDAQ today, reacted from. And I'm going to show you all how in this community our software identified all of this in advance. So we're going to go into our Discord and I'm going to show you guys live examples with timestamps so that way nobody's saying, it's all here. It's all right here that this exists and that this is the era of trading and data that we're going into. No more speculation, no more hype, no more theoretical Fibonacci predictions that get us nowhere as retail investors. If you want to make money, if you want to actually become successful in these markets, if you want to actually have an edge as a retail investor, as a little tiny dust particle on an ant's butt, that's how big we are as retail investors to the massive amounts of liquidity out there that exist in traditional finance that is coming on chain or already exist in TradFi if you trade futures. You have to have an edge. It's absolutely necessary in this new era of finance that we're headed into to have an edge. And we've built that level playing field for you all here at CyberX. So let me share that with you all. So we're going to go back in our Discord and we're going to start the journey here. And I'm going to continue to make these quick video breakdowns to show you guys. And it's not to convince you, it's to open a door for you. It's to literally give you the key to that door so that you have accurate data, regardless if you're a dollar cost averager, regardless if you're a day trader, regardless if you're an options trader, regardless if you trade gold, or maybe you don't trade gold and you just hold gold. You hold physical gold and silver. When are you going to sell it? What levels, what areas are institutions looking at to offload their gold positions, right? All of these things matter heading into this new era of finance. And these videos are meant to show you guys that you have access to a very hard determined group of individuals who over the past plus 13 years of experience and dedication to these markets have built technology that exists now that the retail investor can access and can benefit from in their own way, because it differs for everybody. Because again, whatever your approach is, day trader, investor, holder, whatever, it changes for each person. But this is the future of retail right here, what I'm showing you guys. Believe me or not. So here, the weekly start in the CyberX Discord, our institutional scalper, sharing information that our software has printed that we give to the private community members. we can see, looking at the timestamps first, because timestamps matter. This update was sent on Monday, August 24th at 2026 at 1 p.m. And the institutional dark pools were showing us that a institution was buying NASDAQ at the buy dark pool at the 28954.75. And that to the upside, where these institutions could possibly start to offload profits from this buy position, came in at these levels here in the form of sell dark pools. And I want you to pay very close attention to this number right here, 29817.75, an institutional sell dark pool that our software identified existed Monday, August 24th, 2026 at 1 p.m. So again, I'm showing you all that this is forward-looking data. This is not a trading indicator on TradingView that shows you lagging data. This is forward-looking institutional data. It costs thousands of dollars a month. Your average retail investor isn't gaining access to this. I'm not going to disclose how much it is per month, but it's not an average number, right? To gain access to this type of information, you have to tap into a whole stream of institutional data and information. Now, fast forward. Here was another update. And I said to you guys here in this post on Twitter, because I try to show you all publicly as much as I can that this information exists. So I said, August 25th, 2026, timestamps are important, 7:57 a.m. So this was Tuesday, the day after I checked the update from the software. I never give it to you guys when it comes out. That's, of course, for our private community members to have it in real time when it's updated every morning via our software. I give it to you guys publicly a day late or day too late, right? You guys never get it when it drops. If you want it when it drops, you guys can head over to the Discord and tap in with the community members. But I said to you guys here, revisit on Friday. And again, you can see the level 29817. That's very important. Price had already bounced by Tuesday at the 28954, which was the buy dark pool. And we were looking at where institutions could possibly start offloading this buy at the sell dark pools. Now, today, this is my Top Step funded account. And you can see on NASDAQ where institutions started offloading their positions. But here's where it gets crazy. And if you're still here and you're paying attention, okay, let me make the screen a little bit bigger for you guys so you can see all these things. Okay. Here's where it gets crazy, because not only do we have this information days in advance, all right, you can see today where NASDAQ sold off from. Here's NASDAQ's PA. Here's NASDAQ's price action. And NASDAQ sold off today during Kevin Warsh's speech at exactly 29817, to the freaking point. To the point. You cannot make this up. 29817. If we go back in the Discord, so here's the 29817 on my Top Step account. So you can see the NASDAQ's price action. 29817 is where these institutions started offloading. Over on Twitter, remind you, again, today as of time of recording is August 28th. This post was August 25th. There's the number right there, 29817. But even crazier, we go back and we go to our update from the beginning of the week. Here it says right here, NASDAQ. Here's the date. Here's the timestamp. Monday, August 24th, 2026 at 1 p.m. And here we can see 29817 sell dark pool, right? But watch this, because it gets deeper. So what happened to NASDAQ today? Why did price sell off? And when did all this take place in terms of time? Because now we can add an extra layer on top of it. So here, this is just a CNBC, what the retail herd sees after the moves play out. Look at the time, August 28th, 2026, 4:03 p.m. This is well after Kevin Warsh was done trading or done speaking, right? And let's just read the first three sentences. It says, the S&P 500 fell on Friday, but still notched a winning week after Federal Reserve Chairman Kevin Warsh conveyed some worry over current inflation trends. The broad market index lost 0.3%, while the NASDAQ composite slid 0.5%, weighed down by losses in semiconductor stocks such as NVIDIA and Intel. The Dow Jones Industrial Average also was marginally lower. So the market negatively reacted to Kevin Warsh's hawkish comments, right? And rate hikes for September are back on the table. And the market pulled back from that. It breathed. But when did all this happen? Look at how crazy this is, y'all. I'm about to blow your minds. If you're a real investor, a real trader, and you want real data, what I'm about to show you is nuts. Check this out. So when did he speak? Federal Reserve Chair Kevin Warsh began his scheduled keynote speech at Jackson Hole Economic Policy Symposium at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. We come over here to the charts. This is my funded account on Top Step, and we can see this is Nasdaq's price action. I'm just, for those of you all who don't know what this isn't trading view. I'm just trying to show you guys that this is Nasdaq's data right here. This is Nasdaq's PA. This is Nasdaq's price action. On the 1 minute chart, we'll go up to, I don't know, the 15 minutes. So it's a little bit clearer. It's not so fractal. But look at where price reacted from today. And would you look at this candlestick right here, this candlestick that touched 29,817. Look at the timestamp down at the bottom, 10 a.m. At 10 a.m., Kevin Warsh spoke. At 10 a.m., an institution trapped buyers at the dark pool at the 29,817, threw up a passive defense, and then threw up aggressive sell volume and completely reversed price. You can't make this up. Now, fast forward after the event, retail catches up and they're reading all these articles. Oh my God, what happened? To try to figure out why the S&P, why NASDAQ lost some weight today. Still ending the week positively from where it opened, but nonetheless pulling back slightly, profit taking heading into the weekend, right? And all throughout this, sitting here quietly at the beginning of the week inside the CyberX private community, after institutions bought on Monday, we can see the reaction right here. Monday, August 24th, 1 p.m., right before the market closed, rolling into Asia session trading hours. We see the buy reaction, 28,954. And we had the levels already where institutions could potentially offload their positions. Here it is right here, 29,817.75 to the freaking pip. At 10 a.m. when Kevin Warsh started speaking and NASDAQ sold off, there it is, the 10 a.m. candlestick, 29,817. Boom. Okay. Now it gets real for the retail investor. Now we have a level playing field, right? Everything that existed before, what I'm showing you all to this day right now, in terms of technical analysis, think of it as almost irrelevant. As crazy as that sounds. Now, I know that that's hard to believe and it's a lot to swallow. I get it. But let me put it to you very straightforward. How many times, if you've been a researcher in crypto, have you heard institutions say, especially when it comes to agentic AI and, that whole entire narrative, that everything that existed in the markets, especially in crypto, prior to what's about to happen over the next 5 to 10 years, is going to become so minuscule and irrelevant that if you don't adapt to information and data like this, you will fall behind, unfortunately. And I know it's crazy to hear, but Fibonacci's, lagging retail indicators, all of that stuff in this, and you guys know what I'm talking about. This market is manipulated. It is manipulated. There is insider trading happening right now at a scale that we have never seen before. Think about it. Trump even put out that you could pay for his tweets in advance on his Truth Social. And if you don't have an edge in the markets, regardless if you trade crypto, invest in crypto, regardless if you hold gold or you invest in gold, regardless if you have real estate or you don't, any asset class that we can pull data and liquidity from, information on liquidity and data, we can get these levels for. And so think about a future where everything that existed before what we're about to head into, you continue to use in an era where AI, algorithms run everything. Giving yourself that edge is a gift. And we've created that level playing field for you all here at CyberX. I'm going to continue to make these videos for you all. And for some people, this won't click. And I get that. I'm not here to speak to those people. I'm here to help the people that want the help, to then take that help and turn it into something that can bloom into something phenomenal for themselves. Because people in our community are winning. They are winning. And we're not going to sit here and flex like it's everybody, because it's not. It takes work to win in these markets. But there are people in our community that are, for a fact, winning. And if you want to continue to win in this ever-evolving landscape, stop. I repeat, stop watching these theoretical, nonsensical bullcrap videos on the internet of influencers that think they even have a small glimpse of an understanding of what is happening behind the scenes in the market because they read some document. Guarantee you they're not tapped into the information that we pay for here on the back end of CyberX. And it's not to have a pissing contest. It's not at all. It's to wake people up and to get you guys to see that most people on the internet are fugazi. They have no idea what they're saying. They're there for clicks, for likes, for views. And once you give that to them, it gives them power. It gives them financial gain. And they use that to further manipulate you into believing something that is not true. That's the era of information or misinformation that we live in today. So with that in mind, you are going to want the best data. You're going to want the most accurate information. Data is the new currency. And with that data, you become the asset. You become the asset. You become the individual that can take that data and use it to benefit yourself in a way that for most right now is unmanageable. I think I said that word right. So I'll continue to make these video breakdowns for you guys and gals to show you all how crazy accurate this information is. And this is normal for us. If this video blew your mind, and in the CyberX community, there's people that have been with us for 3 to 4 years that have literally built multi-million-dollar XRP portfolios. How crazy is this, y'all? How many of you all have been sitting on XRP bags, right, that are waiting for price to go up? There's people in our community that have built million-dollar portfolios just by swinging back and forth from these dark pools the entire time. XRP hits a sell dark pool, offload positions, re-put it in back at the buy dark pool, and you just play ping pong back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Whole time, outside of the CyberX community, what's happening? Ethereum price predictions, Bitcoin price predictions, XRP price predictions. Meanwhile, 98.5% of all activity in crypto is through what? Trading. Trading, like most of it. If it's not 98%, it's definitely a high percentage. It's like maybe 70% then, well above that. So why would you not be interested in what these institutions are doing? They're trading. And one day in the future, we'll see a handful of layer ones actually be utilized for their utility, but on the back end, the digital asset itself will still be traded. And you will want information on where these altcoins, Bitcoin, gold, silver, futures, stocks, doesn't matter, are being traded from. I hope that you all enjoyed this presentation. If you're watching this as a recording, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the platform. We're entering into a new era of finance. And the ones who have the data are the ones who are going to come out on top. Any blessings to you guys. Be cognizant, be aware out there. If anybody wants access to this information, you want to use our software, test it out for a month. I encourage you guys. It's a subscription model. If you don't find the data as accurate as we claim it to be, then cancel your subscription. But I guarantee you, if it's not the software that you utilize inside our community, it'll be something else, because this community is so powerful in so many different ways. I'll let you all discover that on your own. But nonetheless, I hope to see you guys and gals on the inside. Be cognizant, be aware out there. Enjoy your weekend. Please make sure that you're being mindful of the information that you're soaking up. We're literally in an info war era. Understand that the information that you consume, just like what you eat, is what you become, right? That what you sow, you shall reap. So just remember that. Many blessings to you guys and gals. And with that being said, head over to cyberxtrading.com and I'll see you guys on the inside.